On the subject of guns, the president had his meeting with Chris Murphy, but he didn't speak to the public today. Does the president have a clearer sense of where things are, what is possible on Capitol Hill, and also why is he turning to a Hollywood actor to make the message, take the message to the American people? Does he feel that his voice doesn't matter?
His voice does matter. You heard him speak on Thursday very clearly, very loudly, very passionately during prime time. At a critical time during the day where he made sure that he can communicate with the American people. And so he's the President of the United States. His voice carries, and it does matter. What he says carries weight that is pretty tremendous. Matthew was here because, as you heard, he has a very personal connection to Uvalde. He met with the family. He is from there. He was born there. He lives in Texas. And we thought hearing from him directly, him using his platform, is incredibly important. We all know what it's like or how important it is for folks, especially on whether you are an actor, whether you are in the business sector, wherever you are, to use your platform, how critical and important it is. And I think his words here today were incredibly powerful and emotional. And I thank him and Camila for coming here today. They met with the president, as I just mentioned. And so I just wanted to just address that. Zeke, the president received an update, as you all know, as we've mentioned, from Senator Murphy on the state of negotiations on Capitol Hill. He told Senator Murphy he strongly support his efforts to find a compromise and encouraged him to get the strongest possible results. In the end, the president said that the message he took from the families at Uvalde when he was there was to do something, was to please do something. That's what the grieving family told him. Some of you heard that yourselves from the community when he was in Uvalde. And so that is what Senator Murphy and his colleagues are going to do. They're going to do just that.
It's not a different subject. The president's meeting with President Bolsonaro of Brazil. The AP is reporting that the Brazilian government, President Bolsonaro, wanted specific concessions from the president for that meeting and for his attendance at the Summit of the Americas, that he wouldn't bring up Bolsonaro's casting doubts about Brazil's election system, as well as environmental concerns in the Amazon. Can you confirm that report?
I cannot confirm that report. The president is looking forward to leaving tomorrow to head to the summit that we are hosting. I can say this: the United States continues to recognize Juan Guaido as the interim president of Venezuela. That said, while the interim government was not invited to participate in the main summit, they are welcome to participate in all three stakeholder forums and other events.
Is the president now getting more directly involved in the negotiations on the Hill now that he's met with Senator Murphy?
Well, I want to be very clear here. Senator Murphy has said this many times during interviews on various networks here, that he believes it's time for the Senate to act. And that is what they're doing. The president is encouraged about what he is seeing with this team of negotiators on the Senate side, and he is, like I said, encouraged and wants to continue to see them move forward and take action.
And in the meeting with Matthew McConaughey, did McConaughey go through the same elements with the president that he did here at the podium?
Well, they had a private conversation. I'm not going to read out their private conversation. As you can imagine, the president went to Uvalde himself. He also met with many of the family members. He also heard many of the stories that Matthew came here to share with all of you. So they certainly connected on that aspect.
Thanks, Karine. Is the president willing to accept whatever agreement lawmakers come to, should they come to an agreement when it comes to guns?
So as you know, the president has been very involved in gun reform as senator, as vice president, and clearly now as president, having signed the most executive actions on gun reform than any president at this time of their presidency. And when he was senator, he was talking about this today. It took him years. It took him years to get the 1994 assault ban legislation. Now that was law for 10 years and expired in 2004. And so we haven't seen this type of negotiations or this type of coming together from both sides in a very long time. It's been decades. So he is encouraged. He is optimistic about what he's seeing, about what he is hearing, the update that he received, and so we're going to see how those negotiations go. And any step, he believes any step is a step forward. He's going to continue to call for all of the things that you heard him lay out when it comes to what he sees as a comprehensive gun reform on Thursday. But he also believes that any step forward is important. Clearly, we're not going to negotiate from here, and we're going to leave the specifics to the senators.
And one other question.